Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in front of the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today on the Worth Street side. Why? I'll get to that in a moment. But first, on the Trump docket. Yesterday, the judge in Georgia said that they can appeal. They can appeal interlocutory, immediate appeal of his decision to leave Fani Willis on the case. Therefore, they will be appealing, and we'll see what kind of delay that results in not necessarily legal, although there is a legal angle to it. The SPAC that's buying Trump Media / Truth Social, the vote is on Friday, and it could be massive payola, apparently, next week, which is good timing because all of those bonds are coming due. So we'll have to see. The legal connection on that is there's a guy called Schwartzman. There's a case that he's been charged with insider trading on the Trump SPAC, and it's a very interesting case. We've written about it. You can find it on Inner City Press. Now, behind me, I don't know if you can see, already a few television trucks are set up because later today, not Robert Menendez, but Nadine Menendez has a Curcio hearing. They think that her lawyers may have to be witnesses in the case against her, Robert Menendez, and the remaining defendants. One guy has pled. It was a very murky plea, but he did plead, and so we'll be covering that today. I think it's at 11:30. Now, the reason I'm really here, though, is not for Nadine Menendez. She won't come here for some time. The reason that I'm here is that I'm waiting to see whether a guy called Daniel Sikkema comes out with his GPS bracelet. Yesterday, we covered in the magistrate's court, just happened upon it. This man, Daniel Sikkema, was caught in a contentious divorce with his husband, Brent Sikkema, who ran a gallery on West 22nd Street here in New York by the High Line. Very fancy gallery, major artists displayed there. He was down in Brazil and he got stabbed to death. And his bodyguard apparently has admitted to doing it, but says that Daniel Sikkema paid him $200,000 to do it. So Daniel Sikkema is the subject to an Interpol warrant, but yesterday he was ordered free in the Mad Court after a lengthy. He was charged with passport fraud because he tried to get a passport for his son because I guess the entourage, the people of Brent Sikkema won't give him the passport. They shared custody. It was a custody battle. In any event, he was kept in the MDC overnight because they didn't have the bracelet ready. I don't know if the U.S. has appealed because the case was still sealed as of last night. Now, so we're going to have an update on that. And it's a story that got a lot of play in Brazil. It got some play here because if the crime had occurred here, it would have been huge in the New York media. In any event, it's not about media. It's a fascinating case, and it's a question about Interpol and impunity. Having covered the UN for a long time, I can tell you what he should have done is hooked up with the UN because these guys have total immunity. They have immunity legally, and most recently, this guy Lazzarini, the head of UNRWA, declined an invite to testify to the U.S. Congress while demanding or requesting U.S. taxpayer dollars for UNRWA. Now, it's pretty amazing, and he may still get it, but it will not be until 2025. That's the deal, and at least the budget deal if it goes through. Inner City Press will continue to press to get back in the UN to ask these questions, but for now, we're going into the courthouse. InnerCityPress.com.